hey guys, like, hey, and they're all like, Alistair, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're on the shift tomorrow, and he's like, oh, sorry guys, like, just standing there naked at his work.
Hey, I'm Sean Hill, a DJ and radio host on The Edge, and I love stand-up comedy. A couple years ago, I faced my biggest fear and did my first open mic. I was hooked. In May this year, I'm doing my first ever full-hour show at the New Zealand Comedy Festival, and to be honest with you, I'm absolutely shitting myself. So come with me as I chat to the biggest comedians in the game looking for advice, wisdom, and let's be honest, a good yarn. Welcome to The Comedy Club.
That's the thing with it, There's bombs and it sucks, but then the successes feel so good. Like you said, you go to a bar, you get the adrenaline dump. If you kill, there's no feeling like it. Do you remember the first joke you wrote that really worked and you were like, oh, I can do this? What was the bit?
It's one I still use, and I use it because it's like that bulletproof. Like, it's probably the most bulletproof joke because I didn't even have to write it. It just literally happened, and it's, I can say it on here because I've been saying it for years, so it's probably out there anyway. But the rough story is that was walking home from town, drunk guy in front of us said, if you buy me my McDonald's, I'll go through the drive-through naked. It's a true story. So we were like, yeah, fuck yeah. Get there, he goes and gets naked, we go and order it. Because in Hamilton for a while you could walk through, they would make people walk through the drive-through late at night.
Yeah.
So you ain't coming inside. Just fuck off your car now, and you cruise around. And so he got naked, was out the thing, and everyone's losing it. Like, this is tons of piss people, cars, just full commotion.
Yeah.
And the guy working there literally hangs his head up and he's like, fuck, oh bro. And then he's like, oh, wait up. It's like, I know that guy, man. He fucking works here. And that was true story. And they were like, and then he comes out and he's like, hey guys, hey, and they're all like, Alistair, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're on the fucking shift tomorrow. And he's like, oh, sorry guys, just standing there naked at his work. So that was I always recommend, if anyone listens to this, or if you talk to anyone that's starting comedy and you're doing your first 5 minutes, I think a lot of people do watch. Well, obviously you watch pro comedians and you go, I want to tell a joke like Anthony Jeselnik or like this or like that. So they really try and sit down. I mean, that takes years and years to get to a point where you're hitting on topics and angles that you can be pretty confident that no one has hit, at least not in the sort of specific way you might.
Yeah.
And I think a good way to go in is you just go in with a story. I think it's more important to get used to being on stage, and an easy way to do that is to tell the story, because that's generally where most people were probably funny first. I imagine you have always told funny yarns to your mates and stuff like that, so it's always a good place to start. And plus, one story will eat up half your set, if not most of it,
That's what I'm finding. I was saying this earlier in writing my hour this year for the festival. I've not dug into stories too much, really, truthfully, because it was because you only got 6-minute spots at the start.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to write jokes on topics, which is probably a bad thing. I'm like, I should lean into some stories, but I've got a couple I'm trying to work now, and I've got them to 5-minute bits. One of them is how I So my comedy show is called Did You Know I'm a DJ? And it's based on the fact that I was, DJs will tell everyone that they're a DJ. Hey, I'm a DJ.
Yeah.
It's about my kind of stories as a DJ, I guess. Through the years I was DJing, and that's how I got into radio. And I've still been DJing. I actually just stopped DJing recently to do stand-up comedy, and I've lost so much fucking money.
Oh, bro.
Because you can play a club in Auckland and get paid decent cash, and then I've not made $1 doing stand-up yet. But I love it so much more. DJing stopped scaring me, and stand-up terrifies me.
Is there a bit of a set, kind of set rate guideline for DJing around? Say if comedians were to go to a pub, depending on the venue size and a couple other things, a show would cost X amount of money. Is that sort of how it works? Yeah. So you'll get there. There's a bit of, that's the problem of comedy. You start and then there's this big trough. If you can leap the trough, you start making some really good money.
Yeah, and it doesn't bother me. I'm not doing comedy to make money, but it's just quite funny. I just only recently realised, really, and I was talking to my partner about it, and I was like, I haven't DJed in a long time. I only DJ big gigs now. But just playing the bar circuit every set, because I stopped doing it because then a gig at the Classic would come up, and I'm like, I want to do that. But you're sacrificing 4 hours of DJing to do 10 minutes.
Yes.
And you show up and do your 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of the stories is about how I ended up opening for the Wiggles when they were in New Zealand. It's a true story. I ended up opening for the Wiggles. It was the year 2020 after COVID, and it was a radio bit it started as, actually. I was like, who's the biggest artist touring this year? Because that's like, as a DJ, that's who you want to open for. And the Wiggles were playing 4 Spark Arenas, and I was like, this will be fucking great. I made a remix of Fruit Salad, like a tech house remix, and sent it to Robert Rakety. At the time,
that's a great way. Yeah,
who was
Brown
the
Wiggle.
He's the Rainbow Wiggle now.
Oh, sorry, the Rainbow.
It's a bit on the nose to call him, but yeah. So I'm trying to work. Anyway, so I sent it to them, and then I literally get a call. The next morning, having breakfast with my girlfriend, I get a call from Anthony, and he's like, "Hey, it's Anthony from the Wiggles here, mate. How are you?" And he invited me to come and play the song. And the story goes, I get up there, but the DJ set's not playing. Like, I only got to play one song, which isn't a DJ set. Like, you're not doing. The art of DJing is mixing multiple songs. So I got up there, hit play, and then just dance for 3 minutes.
Yeah, like getting them on this wave and then taking them to that. Yeah,
but I had my one song.
Yeah.
So I did my one song, and then I realized afterwards that like kids were kids hated it. They were crying. I thought they were like cheering.
Yeah.
Well, not cheering, but I thought the kids were like loving it.
I just couldn't handle the drop.
Yeah, it was way too intense. In hindsight, my first festival, it probably wasn't the way to go. And then afterwards, the guys were like, "Oh, you did great, mate, but I don't think we'll get you back tomorrow." Like, it was like that was it. I did one show there. I played 1 3-minute song.
Oh, that's so
and
good for the Wiggles.
So I'm trying to write a story about that at the moment, but I've never told that in a stand-up bit. But it's funny trying to transition a radio story to a stand-up story.
Yeah, totally. A lot of my story, like that one, the drive-through one, that one's inherently funny. Like, it just is. Obviously, it's like got a built-in punchline.
Yeah, that's it. You're the punchline. I can't find a punchline.
Yeah. So you don't have, like, that's where I would suggest one of my other gala stories, another true story, and you just kind of turn the knob up to 11 because it goes to 11. It's a Spinal Tap reference. Is you tell the story truthfully and then just put a twist on it. So the one I had was about a dead guy down the gully. I don't know if you've seen this one. This is another true story.
No.
Visited my grandparents' at a retirement village. Granddad's an ex-cop. One of the other villagers turns up and is like, "Hey, blah, 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 is down the gully. I think he's dead." And like went there, true, old guy's down the gully, dead, all these people around. I had to go down and like check on him to
I have heard this, but
yeah.
I forgot the punchline, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I hung over and I tell the whole story and then I get to the end and then I say, "Oh, and they revived him," which is complete horseshit. The dude was fucking blue. And then I just go, "Revived him," and then I go, "I know what you guys are thinking. You come to a stand-up show and then you leave thinking how much of this was true." And then I go, "Well, I can tell you that whole story was true, except for that last part. He was dead as fuck." And then I just, and it's stuff like that. And I've actually managed to do it. I won't.
It's so good.
Yeah, and that is like, because you're just subverting expectation mostly in comedy. And so that's like, say if your Wiggles one, you could just tell that story. This is something we could talk about off air, is like you could tell that story and then there'll be a way to twist it at the end, or even if it's like not a blatant thing, it could be, the joke could be like, "Oh yeah, and that's how I became the ... wiggle," and then the joke would,
that's good.
The joke would be in the that's how I became the I don't know, like the equivalent of the son locked in the basement. Like the Quasimodo, like that yeah.
There's the only thing I could think of, like I'm trying to still work it and write it at the moment, but is like, I knew they were going to break up with me. They were going to cut me for the rest of the shows.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're being broken up with and you smell it and you're like, well, I'm going to quickly break up with them first.
Yeah.
So the yarn I had, which I haven't figured out how to piece this out, was like, I looked at Anthony. I said, I'm not going to do another show because you guys don't take narcolepsy seriously.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Because,
like with the
Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah, I don't want to be here when Jeff gets behind the wheel of the big red car.
Yeah.
And falls asleep, and I don't know. That was like I was trying to figure out a joke there.
Or maybe is it that you could take the so that's the other one with comedy, is like, because there are so many people thinking that, like, we could assume, actually I think people have, that someone's made, especially in Australia, someone's made a joke about Jeff being asleep, right?
Yeah.
Asleep. So then you go, how do I hit an angle that no one would have hit? Well, the angle that no one would have hit is no one has DJ'd that before a Wiggles concert. So that's the unique part.
Yeah.
So then you go, how do I connect that uniquely? Well, then you go, okay, well, someone could be coming at the Jeff angle. What's one angle they would never get to that is my angle. And that would be like, oh, maybe the drop, like, oh, come on, guys, I can't believe you kicking me off one show. It was like that drop was the only thing that woke Jeff up. And then you go that. And that is very unique to your
Oh, that's a good
thing.
bit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and you're more than welcome
Oh,
to.
thank you. It's important to know that if that does happen in my hour, that I didn't steal that from Paul. He's
No.
given me
But that's.